It all starts with a simple blood test, like the one I've just had right now. It's unfortunate, but most people find out their blood groups at a later stage in life. This is something they're supposed to know when they're little. Now I'm going to go in and find out my results and get to know which foods I'm going to have to give up and which foods I might have to start getting used to.
They are poison to you.
But I wasn't the only one in for a verdict on what I can or cannot eat.
Sometimes I used to get heartburn, dose after eating, and then I wonder why.
He can have duck. Duck is really beneficial for him, duck meat. But he can also have the chicken. However, the chicken liver and the duck liver is a no-no for him.
Dadamo founded the blood type diet based on different research questions.
Why do you have 5 patients, you give them the same medicine, 3 sure, 2 don't? Why do you have a 25-year-old young man who is a footballer always on the field? He collapses dead. Yet an 89-year-old woman who has never gone to the gym has no problem even with her heart.
The research found a big correlation between blood group and the food we eat, and also a correlation between genotype and food and exercise profile one is to take. One of the problems they found was lectins, proteins found in food. The blood type is genetically programmed to accept or reject certain lectins.
They do it at different times for different people. For example, if you have a blood group B positive and maybe his genotype is a nomad, then he decides to eat chicken and tomatoes. Now, the lectins from the chicken and tomato would agglutinate the blood cells for blood group B. And of course, that would make his immune system go down. It can make him a bit sluggish. At times, they clog in the joints, causing at times arthritis. Yet, if a blood group O, who is a hunter, ate chicken and tomatoes, he has no problem with that.
He aimed at finding out which diseases were most likely to afflict certain blood groups compared to others.
For example, people of blood group A, they have to go so much to cancer screenings because the antigen, the cancer cells have the antigen which is resembling that of the blood group A in acetylgalactomine. That means if they are exhibiting, the cancer cells are in blood group A, they will not be detected by the body system. It will not repair it. It will welcome it thinking it is what? It is friendly.
Later, in 2007, Dr. Dadamo included the genotypes based on questions like why genetic diseases occur. Humans have about 30,000 genes, but a person's blood type is determined by only one gene, yet it's not the only one which is most important.
Why is it that you were born when you are normal? Age 30, you are picking a cardiac problem or you are having high blood pressure because your grandparents had it.
A gene can make you prone to getting a certain reaction differently from mine, right? So the professor is correct in saying that yes, genetic makeup has a lot to do with our nutrition outcomes and our health outcomes in general.
To get a person's genotype, measurements are taken for the whole body.
You can actually determine the genes based on your biometric measurements. Biometric meaning things like your height, your weight, your waist to hip measurements, your fingerprints, the length of your fingers, your jaw angles and your head shapes. We do so many tests to actually come down to that conclusion. There are 6 genotypes. There are those who are hunters, they are warriors, they are teachers, they are gatherers, they are nomads, and they are explorers.
Nutritionists consider food as the main medicine for the body. The major causes of diseases are 9: nutrition, undernutrition or overnutrition, which may cause diabetes, dementia or pressure. Parasites bring about malaria, worms, microbe viruses, bacteria which may cause cough or tetanus. Others are fungi causing candidiasis, ringworms, genetics, the environment, accidents which may cause an injury to any part of your body, and lastly behavior, especially when one chooses to do drugs or smoke. So one may ask, why does someone have to give up certain foods they have enjoyed all their life?
The anti-agglutins in the body system go on reducing with the age. That's why diseases start coming up as we go on aging. And people start dismissing them. Say, he's becoming old. That's the disease of the old age.
There are some immediate signs when a person eats a food type not compatible with their blood type.
Belching, bloating, having gaseous stomachs. These problems advance into chronic into diseases.
Given that in Uganda most people do not have the luxury to choose what to eat or not to eat, this may stop them from strictly following the blood type and genotype diet.
So sometimes we actually don't have a choice because of the scarce resources.
However, some scientists, physicians, dietitians and other specialists do not agree with the Damold theory. One criticism of his blood type and diet hypothesis is that he provided inadequate evidence. There is also a critique that there are no known clinical trials of the blood type diet. But what is clear is that humans should eat as much fruits and vegetables as possible and avoid excessive consumption of any kind of meat. Uganda suffers a high double burden of nutrition, where some people eat too little, while others eat much more than their bodies need. Over 38% of our children below 5 are stunted, and many districts all over the country are experiencing the adverse effects of malnutrition. People need to know what foods to eat and what foods to limit so as to have healthy lives. Florence Naluyimba, NTV.